Did you realize that there is a piece of the puzzle for any aspect of your health, physically, financially, relationally, emotionally, that many of you might not be aware of? And yet it holds not only the biggest key, but the biggest opportunity for breakthrough. Hi, I'm Cheryl Townsley, naturopath and wisdom coach. In order to become a nutritionist or to become a naturopath or to have a degree in computers and business, all of which I have, you have to be relatively smart. You have to learn a lot of stuff. But that's not the same as wisdom. You see, wisdom is where you can take what you've learned and know how to apply it with each unique individual to get unquestionable results. Well, over the years as a naturopath and as a nutritionist, working with tens of thousands of clients from around the world, I have worked with thousands of supplements. I've worked with all kinds of eating plans. I've done a lot of different things and gotten results. However, in the last 4 years, I have discovered that our neurology, big word for our brain, makes all the difference in the world. I want to teach you a couple of concepts in that neurology so that you can begin to understand why you may not be getting the results in your health that you're looking for, or why you're having the challenges that you're having. You see, our brain is absolutely amazing. It would take a long time to explain all the ways that it works, but I want to break it into two very simple components. One is our frontal, it's our conscious mind. And our conscious mind is where our logic is, where we make decisions and execute decisions. It's where we play, discover, we're creative. It's where we hear God's voice. And then we have our subconscious back here, the brainstem, the cerebellum. And that holds past memories, our traumas, our interpretations of those traumas. It really holds our stress bucket. Let me give you an example. I had someone come in who's dealing with digestive issues. And I was thinking about it. They're dealing with gout. They have gas and bloating. They deal with constipation. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. And then they said something very interesting. At about age 8, a dog bit them. And as a result, the medical community did 14 rabies shots right across the stomach, which happens to be right where the vagus nerve ends. And I was like, oh my goodness. The brain now sees that any time that this man swallows or eats, that is a trauma, red alert, red alert. Not in his conscious mind, back here in his subconscious. And here's what's so important to realize. When these two parts of the brain are in conflict, this always wins. What is this? It's your subconscious. It's number one. Because its role is to constantly determine safe, unsafe, safe, unsafe. When this part of your brain, subconscious, says unsafe, what you have is a stress bucket that's getting more and more and more and more and more full. And the fuller that stress or threat bucket becomes, the more this part of your brain says, start shutting things down. Shut it down, shut it down. We got to keep her safe. So all of a sudden, digestion is a problem. Pain shoots through the roof. Your eyes don't see as well. You move and shuffle like an old person. So many common complaints. Sleep, yeah, well, you don't sleep well either. And many things can contribute to this stress bucket. It can be emotions, how you've interpreted old traumas. It could be a job stress. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe you have a boss that doesn't like you. Maybe it's an environment that's not helpful. It could be a trauma. Maybe you're eating processed foods and there's no nutrition getting in there. Maybe it's all of the shoulds. You should do this, you should do that. You're shoulding all the time. It could be relationships. It could be the lack of sleep. It could be that you're sedentary. You sit all the time. You don't move. Maybe it was surgery, scar tissue. Maybe it's broken bones. It could be all kinds of things that you're not even aware of. what your subconscious is, and it is accumulating those threats. I've recently had a person in that's dealing with addictions. For a period of time, they weren't in any of their addictions, and now they're like, Cheryl, I'm drinking again, I'm smoking again. What is my problem? Why can't I kick this? And why do I attract people that that's what they do? And we talked about, it was really fascinating because they identified, with a little bit of help, the number one belief that relationships always leave me. Sure enough, this person had been adopted. They went through some trauma, and even though they have amazing parents, this didn't get changed in how it interprets relationships. So what am I trying to share with you? Or am I trying to confuse you? No. What I'm saying is you have a brilliant, logical, conscious mind. You also have a brainstem, cerebellum, subconscious that's constantly surveying what's going on, and it's interpreting it safe or unsafe based on past experience, programs, and how full your threat stress bucket is. So if you're dealing with chronic symptoms of pain that just won't go away, if you're dealing with extremely poor digestion, no matter what supplement you take, if you're dealing with poor sleep, if you're dealing with hormone imbalances, if you're dealing with low energy, if you shuffle and can't move well, and you're doing so many things and yet you're not getting results, your body and your brain are looking for help to lower the stress bucket. And that's what all of our programs are all about. Youthful and Fit. In our Easy program, it's to help you learn how to lower that stress bucket so you can finally get the results that you're looking for. So here's the resources that you can take advantage of. Go out to our YouTube site. Follow us. Lots of free, useful tips and strategies. CherylTownsleyTV.com at your fingertips. And if you're interested in any of our programs, CherylTownsley.com. Because what we're doing is taking a lot of knowledge, but combining it with wisdom to help you discover what can make a difference for you. So instead of doing something that works for everybody else, you can discover what's exactly right for you and quit feeling like the loser that nothing works for, and discovering, wow, this is what it's like to feel better. It's all available for you. CherylTownsleyTV.com for YouTube and CherylTownsley.com for all of our resources. And I bless you to have a great day realizing that your stress bucket can keep getting smaller and smaller and your capacity to get results bigger and bigger.